What's up, everybody? Welcome back to
Stu!
I'm Courtney and
I'm dead.
hello. All right, so we're so excited about this episode today. You're going to hear me giggling a lot because my dad is hilarious without even trying to be. And so our topic for today is sorry tackhead jokers. So today I'm going to just get my dad's advice on some situations that I've been through in my life when it comes to what we're going to explain to you, sorry tackhead jokers, and like also some other experiences too that we've known about, and we just want to just dive deep today and just explore what does it mean. So, Dad, what does it mean when you say sorry tackhead jokers? Because you articulate when you say it and you are passionate. What does it mean?
A guy that's totally irresponsible, sorry, that will not work, that will not even, he too lazy to put a spoon to his mouth.
Okay. Okay.
That's the bottom line of it.
He gets
I have no tolerance for men like that. I really don't.
Yeah.
If it was left up to me, he will starve to death. I would never give him any food. Especially, let me take that back. If he's a healthy man, have no mental or physical disability, he's just sorry he would die if I had something to do with it. Because he would not get any food. I'm sorry. The good book said, man don't work, he don't eat. And I was like, and I could eat right in front of him. And I could hear his stomach growling. And I continue to eat.
Yeah. So you see what I'm saying, right? Like my dad, he does not play about this topic. And honestly, we're going to get really vulnerable today because I'm going to tell y'all a story about something that happened. But when my dad says sorry tackhead jokers, he fixates on, not fixates, I don't know if that's the right word, but he really zooms in on men who just aren't responsible. When I think about it, I also think about men who ghost, who don't communicate, who are emotionally irresponsible, who love to, I know in our, pop culture, gaslight, but really that's trying to convince you of something that happened that didn't happen. And just basically the duckers and dodgers of this world right now. So I'm about to tell my dad a story. Let's go and just kind of get his advice on it. I can already see your body, your body language.
Before you get into this,
Yeah.
keep in mind that I told you everything starts with the family.
Yeah.
You can trace everything back to the family.
Okay.
If a guy is sorry, family made him that way.
And y'all, I'm not laughing because I think we're not laughing at these people because honestly, this is a thing. It's becoming like an epidemic.
It is an epidemic.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
It is.
So I'm not laughing at the person. I'm just laughing at my dad because he's funny to me. And I think it's hilarious, like his responses. But he's being for real, like serious.
Of course.
Yeah. So, okay.
Of course, I'm for real.
When I moved here, I'm single now. I'm in the dating world now. And so one of my best friends, she was walking on the beach one day and she saw this really tall, like handsome, tall and handsome man. And she was walking her dog. And she said that they said something about the dog, like to her. So she just kind of laughed it off and she kept walking. Well, she noticed this man and she was like, she's already dating. So she was like, I wonder if he'd be really good for court. So she called me on the phone. And of course, I'm in my manifesting era, right? So I'm like, oh, yeah, this sounds great. I was like, of course. Because she was like, Court, I have this feeling. I feel like I want to stop. He has this like energy and aura about him. Okay. So of course, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, this is my manifestation, my scripting come true. So she ends up getting his number, and then he asked her, well, how can I get in contact with her? She was like, she doesn't have social media. And he was like, well, I need to know if this person is real, because me and my friend, we have the same name. So he was like, I don't trust this. I think that this is, like a scam, catfish situation. So anyway, it ended up that we connected on WhatsApp. We started talking. He seemed like just a really great guy based on the conversations that we were having over WhatsApp. And then he asked me out on a date. And I remember the date, like the way he asked me out, it was very like, he was a gentleman about it. He was like, hey, I'd love to take you out on a date. And we went to this Jamaican restaurant that he found. He was like dressed up. He told me what time to be there. It just felt very much like the things that I was looking for. Someone to plan out what we were going to do,
Wait, let me slow down a minute. Now, a pedophile can make himself look real good. He gonna put his best feet forward. He gonna be this great guy, whatever it is. But you just can't always fall for the hype. You can get a pig and make him look good. You can make a pig look good. I mean, you can take them out the pig pen, wash them up, put a bow tie on them, make them smell good. But guess what? He's still a pig. He gonna earn it. And within time, and it don't have to be very long, if there's a mud hole out there, that pig gonna wallow in it. Mm-hmm. Why?
Right.
He's a pig at heart. He can't change who he is. I don't care what he does. Mm-hmm. He can pretend for a bit. You can train him probably to bark like a dog. Woof. Mm-hmm. But eventually he gonna arc.
Yes, you're right. So after the first date with him, I felt good about it. And like you're saying, best foot forward, right? Like I felt good about it. But you've taught me enough to know that I know, okay, you have to give people a few times. Like you just don't fall for the person right away. That's just not wise, right? So after a couple times of us like going out and hanging out, and like he was very intentional about his planning. These are things, again, I'm coming from this mindset of like manifesting and all the things I'm asking for.
That's
so
what
I'm watching.
You were coming from, where he wasn't manifesting that. All he was like, oh yeah.
So what ended up happening is, in my gut, I felt like after, okay, let me see, when was it?
It didn't take long.
No, it didn't take long.
You knew after the first date, but you want to ignore it.
Yeah. So what happened is that he took me to this like Louisiana restaurant that's here. Mm-hmm. And the owner of the restaurant, honestly, like it just kind of gave me like creepy vibes. And we were out, all three of us, me, my best friend, and him, one night. And we saw the owner of the restaurant. Well, I guess he was like really drunk. So he leaned in to give me a hug, the owner of the restaurant. But I felt like the hug, he like, his arm like dropped down. And I remember telling.
And feeling your butt on slide. Yeah.
And I remember telling the guy that I'm now, talking to, like, hey, it just made me feel really uncomfortable, right? Like what just happened. And I was like, I need to leave. So his reaction was one that I was like, most girls might be like, oh, wow. But I was like, this is, He was so angry. Like, he was so angry that this man hugged me. And like, when he was like, yeah, I just feel like I was taking everything in me not to like, go in there and fight the man. And I was like, I don't know.
Pretending, trying to win your trust.
Yeah, I was like,
smoke screen.
Okay, because I just felt in my gut like that. It felt a little. That's a reaction I would expect from someone who we're together, not just talking, but like
first date. He did this.
Not first date. This was like after a few times.
After whatever. Explain a few times. 2 times, 3 times.
Yeah, maybe like 3.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was very early on.
Mm-hmm.
So, anywho, like we carried on, we kept on, even though my intuition was like, I don't know. But I was in a place that I had just not just, but, a couple years prior, I'd come out of a relationship with, the other person. And I felt that I was carrying this like, man, I was too hard on that person in that relationship. Like I was too hard on the person that you knew really well.
Yeah, wait. Because you're honest and you've been totally sincere, you think you were too hard. Okay. Since when had honesty, I understand, saying and doing the right thing is hard. But if you truly care about someone or whatever it is, you must
Yeah.
do the right thing
Yeah. I mean,
and say the right thing. And the only reason I said this
Yeah.
is it's always what we don't say that destroys us. And in the long run, you'll destroy the guy too that you say that you care something about if you're not honest. You don't, people don't care about, again, I say that people don't care about you being perfect. But you have a choice that whether you're going to be honest or not.
Yeah. And I was very honest in that relationship, and I really did love him. You know, like you saw it. You were there to witness that relationship, and I really did love him. And in that relationship, I just felt that he and I had our own work to do. Now, did I handle the situation the best that I could? There are times that I felt that I should have been honest sooner, rather than letting it, pan out to the way that it did. That was just
And you would
unfortunate.
think it was going to work itself. You didn't want to do
Yes.
anything rash.
Yes.
You knew what you feel, but you know that, okay, it's some stuff there.
So that's my stuff, my wounding, the things that I need to continue to work on. But I think I was holding that. Coming into this relationship, the pendulum just swung way to the other side. So instead of, right, like, I was like, no, okay, remember last time you were a little just too picky, too harsh, too whatever. I was like, okay, this time I'm going to be way more tolerant, way more patient, way more all the things. And so what ended up happening is all along the way in this relationship, there's even a couple of times where I told him, I was like, I remember I messaged him, I was like, hey, I think you're a great guy. I just don't think you're great for me. His response to me, I was like, oh, okay, well, it's so, open and heartfelt, because he said something like along the lines of, this is a hard one for me. This is a hard one to, this is a hard one to see because you're such a great person, all the things. And I was like, okay, again, these are, I know, these are things that I know. But again, I was like, maybe am I not making the right choice here? So here I go again, back to this. Okay, so this is where I was like, he invited me over to his house. Dad, the man's house was dirty. I was like, so, I'm looking around and I'm like, It was to the point where I was like, do I want to sit down?
No. I can tell you that.
But again, here I am, right? And I remember I called my best friend and I told her, I was like, hey, I started like breathing heavy because she's had a similar experience. So she kind of knew just where I was coming from. And I told her, I was like, am I being too hard?
No,
too harsh?
I'm telling you right now. You were being too lenient on yourself. You wasn't being harsh on him, which you should have been. You flipped the script and been too lenient on yourself because you was like, oh, I don't want to run him off like the other subconscious.
Yeah.
Like
No, that's not subconsciously. It's consciously.
Yeah. But
I knew that's the battle I was going through.
I mean, he knew you were coming to your house. He didn't bother about cleaning up. I would have told when I wouldn't have knew he even walked in. If I could have seen him from the door or whatever it is, you can feel the vibe, people energy. I'm like, yeah, but I just remember I left the stove on, or I did tell him straight up, no, man, no, I'm sorry, that's it. I seen a girl. I was with a girl and a lady rather in Detroit, and she invited me to her house. I never went to her house because I didn't think we were there. And then she invited me in because she cooked a cake or something. When I went there and I took a quick glance, I had to tell her quick, look, I will have to see you later. Because I'm looking at this and like, you're a woman and you live by yourself and you live like this? Oh no. Bye.
Yeah. And I mean, I should have said
Never,
bye.
never come back.
I should have said bye, but we're being honest and vulnerable here. This is where I was. Like in my thought process, you're saying subconsciously. Yes, subconsciously and consciously, I was choosing in that moment to continue to walk forward in this relationship because
You didn't want to lose another great guy.
Yes.
Like you lost this guy because you were being honest. I
Yeah.
knew
Yeah.
how much you cared about the other guy.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Yeah.
I knew that. And Lord knows, if I had to pick a guy,
Yeah.
I told you before, this is a good man.
Yeah.
But I cannot make that decision for you because I didn't know him like that. But I know what I seen.
Yeah.
And my gut already tell me this is a good guy here. I knew that.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna be the one to marry. You got to be the one to build a family with him or whatever it is. But I know at the time that you love this guy so much that you wanted the best for him. I was thinking sometimes you wanted too much. You love him too much. But he's a big boy. Man, like he'll be all right. But
Well-
I know you don't want to see.
Yeah.
And while we're on this subject, I think the reason you made the decision you did because you didn't want him to be like me between me and your mom. I
I'm
know.
sorry, I didn't.
I know. I see it.
I didn't like that.
I know.
I just didn't. I don't
I know.
like out of duty, you know. Like
Yeah, I know.
I didn't want.
Him to be like me. You care too much. I know.
So that was incredibly hard, and I think.
But I think too, in the long run, because she was so honest, it was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Like I say, we have a choice. We don't have to be perfect, but we should be honest. And you was. And that's a great quality. You have nothing to be ashamed about.
Yeah.
And because to tell you the truth, in the long run, it was the right decision you made. Because like I told you, you wouldn't want to make a decision and after y'all get married and thinking, hey, you need to do this and this and that. That would have been wrong.
And I think with him too, it's I know.
No.
With him too, I felt that. Like I felt that he had a journey to go on, and so did I. Because apparently, from this story, I'm telling you, right? Like I still have some things that I need to figure out about myself, and I no longer desire to be in a relationship to where I hold the other person responsible for my stuff.
I know.
I just don't want that. Like I don't want to be in a and I realize like we both have our journeys, but I want to come to a relationship holding my bag and being like, this is what's in here.
Yes.
So not being like, I have this bag and swing it
yes.
open and all the shit flies everywhere. And, it's all over. And then being like, well, you did this and you did this. And that's because that's on me, though, because I didn't realize what was happening with me at the time. We talked about this. Like, for me, it's for a long time, I was trying to figure out with my relationship pattern, like, okay, I have such a great dad. Like, what's happening here? But then realizing that actually mother wounding affects relationships, my relationships as well.
But I told you, you didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said you're being honest, and I admire that.
Yeah.
And in the long run, I said he may not see it now because he's hurt, but life got a way of teaching all of us.
Yeah.
The truth gonna come out, and regardless, will it hurt us? Yeah. But still, it will reward us too because it is the truth. It needs no help. It needs no prop.
Yeah.
It supports itself because it's the truth. It can stand alone. Yeah. And it will always stand alone.
And I mean, that's what you taught me.
Yes.
Like you've always taught me just to be 100, like keep it 100 no matter what. And I do. I hate that
especially with yourself.
Especially with myself. And I hate that somebody else in the long run that I really loved was hurt.
Yeah.
But like you told me always, like stay true to yourself. And sometimes I have to choose myself, you know? And that it's just it's interesting. But I think I've learned in that situation, through that situation too, that it's not all just one sided.
It never is.
Yeah, it's not all one sided.
It never is. But I'm glad you were true to yourself and you were true to him.
Yeah.
Just think if you had went in a deep relationship under the pretense of truth, but really it was a lie.
Yeah.
That house wouldn't fail. That foundation, you started off with cracks and holes in the foundation because you know within yourself where the truth lies.
Yeah.
But when you can be totally honest, open and honest, I think that's really what makes a strong marriage, a strong relationship.
Yeah.
Because if you got some hidden closets and stuff like that here and there that you don't want to let no one in because I don't want him to know about this. How you going to go into a relationship and be totally naked and honest?
Yeah.
And you find out later on when you can't help yourself, now you got to be openly honest. And because this same person you said that you love or whatever, that he may have to change your bed pad.
That's true. And I think with going back to the relationship that I experienced here, that was very short lived, and I think it was just another step in my journey. I couldn't, like, I wasn't able to be like 100% open and honest, right? Because it was a lot of me holding back. Like, I saw things and I was like, ooh, but it was hard for me to say and be honest and truthful about, so your house isn't clean, all of this. But again, that's me too. Like, that says a lot about what I still had to work on. Anyway, so.
Do you think that was a bad thing?
What do you mean?
When you say his house wasn't clean, now you can't just let that go.
No, I didn't let it. I told him eventually. I did tell him. I was like, hey.
Yeah.
Are you all? And I asked him, like, I was being honest, like, are you okay? Because usually that's a sign of something else.
That he's sorry? That he don't care about his environment?
Well, in my mind, it's usually a sign of something else because I know for myself, right? So I'm coming from that place. But hold on. Okay. When his response let me know, yeah. Because he was like, no, I'm good. And I was like, whoa.
That's what he told
Yeah, that's what he said. He said, I'm good.
Okay.
And so that just let me know either you really don't see a problem here or you haven't got to know yourself enough to know that there's a problem here. And I don't want to be in a relationship with either. That I just don't. So anyway, long story short, he and I, we, dated. I went to a yoga teacher training in Bali. And when I was in Bali, I got sick. And mind you, he's the one who asked me to date him, right? He's the one who asked me, and I agreed. But this is the thing. I went to Bali, yoga teacher training, all the things. I'm there. I get sick. He did not check on me once. Not at all, okay? So I told him, I was like, hey, just so you know, like, if I'm in a partnership with someone, like, it's just nice to know the other person would check on you if you're sick. He was like, I remember him saying something along the lines of, like, I just, like, what? I feel like you want too much. Yep, you told me everything I needed to know with that statement right there.
You're right. Okay, bye.
Yeah. And so after that, I was like, it kind of like snapped me back into, I was like, what are you doing? Like, what really are you doing? I understand that you have some fears about, this past relationship and bringing that over here and wanting, not wanting to hurt somebody else, but then you're hurting yourself. Because really, I remember when I texted him to tell him that I no longer thought the relationship was good for me when we first started talking, I felt very empowered in that state. In this state, I felt my worth was just, it was the chipping down. Because I let somebody else tell me, I'm sorry, what? Like, girl, please, you want too much. Mm-hmm. When you always, right? Like, I'm crying, you're there. You've shown me the epitome of what it means to show up, like a text message, and you're telling me I'm asking. Okay, okay, say less, sir, say less, because you don't have to worry about me ever asking again. So then when I came back from Bali, I was planning like, okay, I want to do the right thing. You know, I don't want to like end something with somebody over text message. So I was gonna wait to tell him in person. So he told me when I came back from Bali, like he was tired and all the things. I was like, okay, that's fine. Well, I have other plans for today or something like that. And then he texts back, no, he was trying to like make plans. I said, no, you said you were tired. And then his words to me, the last text message, I'm not finna do this again. And I never talked to him since that day.
That's right.
Because I said, finna do what? All right.
I would have dropped him so quick.
Well, I just didn't respond after that.
Yes, I mean,
Yeah, I was like,
when I always say your gut told you the first time,
yeah.
it did. Sometimes we like to ignore it, and
Yeah.
because we're like, you said it though. Oh, I don't want to put myself off on somebody else like you did the previous relationship, cause I think I was too hard. No, you wasn't. If you want to be honest all the way.
Yeah.
If you hurt the feeling, okay, no problem.
Yeah.
You got to know you are worth the time. Every woman out there, let me tell you something. You need to know your self-worth. Because if you don't know your self-worth, people out there will use you as a doormat just for sure, wipe his feet on you or whatever it is and keep going. They will do it.
Yeah.
And will not apologize. You just want them in. So don't let no one never let that happen. I'm surprised you remember your training. I hate that you end up gave him 3 chances.
Yeah.
Forgiveness is part of life. I
Yeah.
understand. I understand. You can forgive something, but something, we not tolerating this.
Yeah.
No. No. I'm not letting nothing slide. Because if you do let it slide the first time, it'll keep sliding. So if you can't abide by it, I'm going to let you slide right on out the door. I can abide by myself.
Hey, and it's true. Like I can. And so I think.
Don't be so desperate for no man that you willing to. People try to put anything on you. And you see a lot of women out there. They have let men take their self-esteem totally away from them.
Yeah.
He's not doing nothing for them. This is a sore subject, and I get back to that later because I'm telling you, it's some sorry, tackhead, worthless Joes out there.
And yes, I know that. Wait, what did you just say? You said something about my self-esteem, self-worth. No, you're surprised that what exactly did you say?
I'm surprised you let it go 3
Yeah,
times.
3
You
times.
should have stopped it the third time.
I am too, honestly, because it's something that I'm actively working on. And I'm realizing that it can't just be something I say like, okay, in therapy, I worked on this and then put it over here. It has to be something like forever.
Yes.
It's going to have to be something to the forefront of my mind until it becomes natural that I am worth it. You know, like I am, like my standards are not too high. You taught me all these things and somebody out there does exist. Oh, you said too desperate for a man. Hold on now.
No. Some women, I didn't say
No. But what I'm saying is that I wasn't desperate for anyone. I think, you know what I was trying to do? I think I wanted the opportunity to prove to myself.
Yeah, and you didn't make the
Yeah.
mistake like you did in the
Yeah.
first one. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If I said desperation, that's what I'm referring back to your previous one. Cause you and I know he was a good guy, but it was just thing that you were making it so perfect because you cared so much about it, and I told it, but I knew he probably would not accept it right away, but he did accept it, but he was vulnerable in the all at the same time.
Yeah.
But that's not on you.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? Like, how do you, like, I guess because we've touched on like that relationship quite a bit in this conversation. Like, how do you feel about just what transpired between us? And I know you said earlier, like, man, in my gut, I felt like he was like a really good person.
Yeah, but I knew your honesty. I knew your care for him. That's why I couldn't come against that because I knew you came from a very good place. I know you did. He didn't see what you were trying to say because he looked at it as rejection. And I think all of us like that. When you start telling people about something, that's one of the biggest fear of human being. I mean, is rejection.
Yeah.
Isolated, man. He looked at it like that. But that's why I say you got to make sure you let him know this is not because of him. And when we say that, and you hear so much, it's not you, it's me, this and that. People think it's a cliche. But if they really know the person that they're dating and really tune into them, they could tell whether it's the truth or not, what they're saying.
Yeah, I mean, and when people say, "Is it me?" Yes, because I feel that we truly attract what we are.
We do.
And so in that moment, if I really break that relationship down, the last one that we are just talking about, I was really coming from a place that wasn't correct, right? Like I'm coming from a place of like, oh no, like that energy in and of itself, that's not fair. Like that's not fair to bring into a relationship with this person either, to be like, oh, I don't want to, I want to make up for, or not make up, but like I don't want this same thing to happen over here.
Yeah, you don't want to make the same mistake you did with the other guy. I
so
know.
While my intention was good, I just feel like the energy of it, that's not, I need to.
But you seen that it wasn't good. I mean, it wasn't. It ain't got nothing to do with energy.
Yeah.
If you want to push that out in energy, you got two eyes. You see. They're like, no.
Yeah.
Sometimes we can talk ourselves out of the truth because we want something to be a certain way.
Yeah.
Like I say, okay, if he tall, dark, and handsome, or if he good looking, or what, it doesn't make no difference. If he's sorry, he's sorry. I mean, when it all boils down to most guys and gals that I've seen now, not saying everybody, people are with each other because they want a bed partner. They want to have somebody they can have sex with on a regular basis. As for really love, nurturing, caring, being responsible, they don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's hard.
Because, well, no,
that's harder.
They haven't been taught what it is.
Yeah.
All they know, you can trace everything back home.
Yeah.
If it was raised by a single mom or a single dad, like I say, responsibility go on the dad a lot. And you seen the dad bringing in different women all the time around little kids. If you're a single parent or mother, guess what the kid gonna grow up? Oh, that's what you're supposed to do. Have many partners or whatever it is. Here and there, this and that. If mom always took care of me, she didn't require me to do no work. She let me do whatever she want to. If I didn't want to go to school, she wouldn't make me. If I didn't go to work, she'll tell me, go on to stay at home, and she'll always give me $200 or $300 put in my pocket and put gas in my car and even get me a car. Oh, my mom really loved me. No, she didn't. If she really loved you, she would have made your sorry butt get out and go get your job. I was living in papers and stuff when I was 8 years old. And here it is, you got a grown sorry man laying up on his butt doing nothing but scratching his nut. And when you get home, all he want to do is go to bed with you. Ain't no dick in the world that good.
Right.
None.
No.
Zero.
And that part's true. And that really drains, like, that in and of itself, like sex, we talked about this anyway, is an energetic thing, but it drains you too as a woman. Like, are you kidding me? Just to do it? No, thank you. No, thank you.
You're right. Just to do that. And plus,
no, thank you.
This sorry joker ain't even cooked. He ain't cleaned the house. I mean, if he's not working, at least he should be able to have dinner made for you. Oh, baby, I gave the kids a bath and I read to them and I did everything because she's the only one working. I mean, do something if you in between jobs. But I'm gonna do that for maybe 2 or 3 weeks or whatever it is. But in between that, not that I'm gonna do it permanent. But in between doing all that, I'm out looking for a job. Even if I got to go to flip hamburger, I'm a man. I'm not gonna be at home while you out there working and I'm laying up on my butt watching TV or soap opera.
Well, I remember too when you retired from the army, like you were moving boxes because you were like, I have to do something.
Of course.
Yeah, you're like, I can't stay in here all day.
I retired from the military. I wanted to go to transition, go to work right away.
Yeah.
But I couldn't. They said, you need to be out at least a year or something like that. I was like, I'm not staying home. And my wife at the time, you can stay home. You know, you got money coming in. I'm a man. I'm laying up at home. You going out working every day. I'm waiting till you buy. Nah, I don't think so.
Okay, so what would you tell a woman in this situation, right? Like she's with a man who, as we call him, sorry, tackhead joker. Like he doesn't work. He stays home while she goes to work. And well, okay. And
I got you say no more. I'll tell you what I'm telling you. As I would tell you. Woman, if you find yourself in a situation like that, divorce him. Leave him.
Okay,
well, he's not doing nothing. He's bringing nothing to the table.
But what about if there's kids? What if there's kids involved?
You're taking care of the kid by yourself anyway. But you're not taking it. Depends on how many kids you got. But if you got 2 kids, 3 kids, add another one to it because the man is just like a kid. You're taking care of him too. No, get rid of one of them. Then the burden might be a little lighter.
And you're saying this person is healthy. They weren't injured. Like this person is healthy. So what's going on here?
I tell him bye.
Okay.
That bottom line, bye. Bye.
And he has nowhere to go.
But I don't care. He'll die out there on the street. He wouldn't get a morsel of bread. I wouldn't give him nothing.
What? Okay.
Woman, if you want a man out there, and I mean he ain't doing nothing but giving you some dick, you need to get rid of.
What? Okay. What do you think keeps that woman there, like in that situation?
Low self-esteem. She figures she can't do better. It got to be.
Yeah.
Or she got a mental problem. Something going on there. You cannot get no rational person to do, even in the animal world, that they don't do that. I see animals, watch, birds, cats, rabbits, anything. They will take care of their young.
Yeah.
They'll take care and feed them. When they get big enough to leave the nest, they'll run them off. Because they got to get ready for the next generation.
Yeah.
But human being, they'll sit there and take one, he 40 years old, and he living at home with you. No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
No. If he's not working, that already show me he's not a responsible man. And I could walk by him. If he's hurt, I might bandage him up. But that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
I won't let you die. I'll bandage you up or whatever it is. Make you some water or whatever it is. But if you can hopple around on it or what, many days I've been the way, knee messed up, elbow messed up.
I know.
But I knew I had you at home. I'm going to get it. And feel proud that I'm going out, anything that the family need, they already had it when I got married. And I tell the story later on how I knew someday I would have a kid or whatever it is. I had to start preparing for that. It's just like a bird building a nest. I know I'm going to lay some eggs, so I'm going to start building my nest now.
What about, okay, so you're saying the bird, you're building the nest. The woman staying with the man because she has kids. Like, what would happen? This is hypothetical. I just want everybody to know this is not me. I'm asking my dad hypothetical questions for all of, everybody.
If the woman got kids, she would be better off raising their 2 kids by herself
than having a father
than
like that in
having
the home.
a sorry, no good man in the house
Because we've been, I
who's
mean,
doing nothing.
right, because our thing is talking about dads, right?
We talking
So,
about dad, but we talking about being
yeah.
responsible.
How would this dad who doesn't work, he stays home, the woman goes out, he's just not doing anything. Like he's sorry, right? How is he affecting those children if she stays?
He's teaching no kid an example. I'm painting a picture to my son or daughter. This is what a man is supposed to do or what right look like. Kids are you being a teacher, you put it in these terms which I think best. Kids are great observers. They watch everything. They may not know how to handle it mentally, but until they get a little bigger, and when the kids get a little bigger, they'll realize this man hurt me. He didn't force me to do that. He didn't force me to grow up. And the kids grow up is not equipped to go out there in the world to be a responsible. Definitely should never. The kids should never be allowed. This may sound harsh. Kids like that and their father need a vasectomy. Don't produce nothing there, please. Please. Please.
Okay, why are you saying that? Like, what's the?
Look what you passing on. That gene pool is sorry too. Sorry. Sorry. I'm not talking about getting an abortion or nothing like that.
Yeah.
No. No, get a vasectomy right now so you don't end up passing nothing on as sorry as you. Me, myself, if I know that I could not handle 3 or 4 kids, I'm already smart enough to know that I don't need nobody have to tell me that. I'm going to the doctor and like, hey doctor, they're going to fix me up, or I'm going to get me a bunch of latex and tie it up, wrap it up, or do something. Because guess what? Again, responsibility.
Yeah.
We talking about responsibility. I got to be responsible. Those kids gonna grow up. They're gonna need to be fed. They're gonna need to be prepared to go to college. And kids, every father out there know, good father, the kid doesn't get cheaper because they grow up. They get more expensive because they start wanting stuff. And then if they start wanting stuff, okay, here's some discipline that we got to put in there. You don't get nothing just because all you doing is going to school. You make good grades, then okay, we can talk about this and that. But if you going to school and get F, and you think I'm gonna reward you with that? Oh no.
Okay, so say I came home with this particular last person that I dated, right? We know, sorry, okay? He's fallen in the category. Well, would you say he falls in the category of the sorry tackhead joker or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so say I bring him home to you, right? Oh, no, say I lost my job. Okay, I lost my job. Oh, he lost his job. I'm the only one working, and we just, I'm a teacher. I don't got it. We have kids, right? And I'm like, hey, Dad, like I really need your help, and he's there. Okay, he's right along with me, and we come over there, and we're like, hey, can we live here with you?
And I would tell you, yeah, baby, yeah, you and the baby come on in. But your husband, tell him to go back home to his pal or whatever. He ain't staying here. I might let him spend the night because y'all just lost your house. But if you don't have no job, bye.
We'll classify him as sorry. So, the sorry taghead joker. The one I just described. That whole relationship. Like what places him in this category?
When you lay up on your butt and do nothing. You don't do nothing, try to better yourself. You're not doing nothing to contribute to the family. You're not doing anything to contribute to the livelihood of your family.
He told me he bought his mom a car.
He bought okay, yeah, that's good. I'm glad you bought your mother a car. You're working. That's really good.
Yeah.
But what else? Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now? Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Yeah.
Okay. If it's not with me, what do you see yourself? If you do you see family future in you? If he say, yeah, okay, so what are you doing to prepare for that? If he not saving no money or nothing like that, tell him bye. Now
Yeah.
people will look at that and they're frown upon it. I know. They money not everything. Yeah, that's true, but you sure not doing nothing without it. But if you got a family, your family gonna need some things, so you supposed to be trying to prepare for that.
And maybe honestly, that's where he got a little like, ooh, because I was straight up with him, right? And I told him, I said, listen, this is what I want. And I feel like when I'm like now going through dating, I just tell people like immediately up front, like, listen, this is where I am with it. And so if that's not something that you're looking for, that's fine. We don't have to, you know what I mean? I think for me, what places somebody in the sorry, as you call it, tackhead joker category is when you said you're not honest. Because I think you know what you can and can't do and what you're willing to do and what you have the capacity to do. But I don't think you're honest with yourself or with that person
No,
either.
and we all know people
Yeah.
that fall into to that sorry tackhead joker category. We got people like that. I never want to get, and I pray to God it never happened. And if you see me something like this happen, you said, Dad getting dementia or something. You better take me somewhere. I don't want no woman that all she can do with me is give me a little trim and maybe cook, heat up some noodles to give to me. But for one is, I got my own place. I got my own stuff. I know how to do a lot of stuff. Only thing really you in there, cause when now there's some women out there. Don't get me wrong, and ain't nothing wrong with that because that's what a male's supposed to do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They looking for somebody to take care of them too. Of course. Every female species on Earth always look for the strongest male to pass on their to sire their kid. I understand that.
Yeah.
Why do humans got to be different?
That's a good point. Honestly.
And you go hook up with the sorry guy that just to say you got a man or a woman? No.
Okay, what about the woman who is with the man who she's been with for years and he hasn't committed? Would he also be in the sorry tackhead?
Yes.
Okay. Why?
More so.
Why?
He done had all those years to make a decision to do something, and he haven't did it. He won't ever do it. You may well then going to write that off.
Okay.
Kick it to the curb, jump that couple, and don't go back and get it. I don't care how much somebody done bought it and fix it up or whatever. Don't get it.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Take it on to the junkyard. But the interest still run. I don't care. It'll stop in a few days, I guarantee.
What would you tell like me? Right? I mean, we've processed through this, but I just want to know, like, moving forward, any woman who finds themselves in my situation, the other couple situations we mentioned about, you're living, now you have kids, you're committed, you're living with this person and they're sorry, right? Or you're with the person who just hasn't committed. What would you like moving forward? What's your advice to us?
One advice is there's only one answer. Leave. There's only one. You have to ask yourself, ask yourself this: how is this benefiting me or my kids? And the kids are here. How's it benefiting? He can't no one tell me they love their family if they physically capable of providing for them and don't.
or you, because even in that situation where you mentioned where
Oh,
the
yeah.
person is in a long-term relationship and hasn't committed, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
You're not going to tell me that you love that person
Yeah,
and
no.
you're willing to do all the things, but you haven't actually like done it.
But let be clear about this though.
Yeah.
Committed is not that somebody done got married to
Yeah.
you.
Right.
Commitment, if commitment have just only means that you have put a ring on somebody to say I'm married, that's a very, very shallow commitment.
Yeah.
You may well take that ring off and the paper you sign your name to it and burn it up. You may as well do that.
Yeah.
Cause if again, like I say, everything starts with family. You can trace it back. Some you can go back to your childhood and say, hey, back in his childhood, somebody failed this boy. Now that boy is became a man, and this man is perpetuating the same thing. If he got boys, they're gonna be the same way. If he got girls, it's gonna be the same way.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen real smart parents raise some dumb kids? The kids that's illiterate can't read or whatever it is? No, you'll never find that. Because one is it's not in their DNA. And two is, I mean, the mom is so, hey, teach them how to talk, how to write, how to ABC, and those kids now are brilliant at a very young age. It just didn't happen.
Yeah.
You had a parent that poured into them to ensure that I teach this kid everything I know. I model good behavior around those kids. Again, like you said, kids are good observers.
Terrible interpreters. Yeah.
But terrible interpreters. You're exactly right. I mean, it just get to my core. My dad used to tell, he said, I wouldn't be sorry at some people. He said, people are more sorry than animals. A dog, at least a dog will go out and find him some food if you ain't got him caged up or tied up.
Yeah.
But here it is, human beings supposed to have a brilliant mind, really healthy, and he won't do nothing. He waiting for somebody to come feed him. That's why I say, he'll die. If I had anything to do, that sounds cruel for me being a believer. I'm going by the standard of the good book.
Yeah.
I mean, if man don't work, he should eat.
Well, as you guys can see, my dad is incredible. And Dad, honestly, like I know that we've talked a little bit about that, but hearing what you had to say to me today, it really means a lot to me. And I feel like one thing anyway, I want to work on for myself when it comes to this category is myself. And I think that is, to all the people out there listening, and I know you're going to talk a little bit to the daughters too, but like me, like his, I'm his daughter, we have to work on ourselves. Like we have to work on ourselves and our self-esteem and our self-worth, because you see an incredible dad and still go out and make these decisions and choices. But again, it comes back to me. Not anything that he hasn't taught me, not anything that he hasn't done. It's me. And so, yeah, I just really feel like that's important. And I know that you've talked a lot about different things as far as like responsibility for the men. But like, what would you say to the daughters out there? Like to me and everybody else when it comes to moving forward. I know you said leave, but like what can you do moving forward?
Moving forward, ladies, please put yourself first. You cannot take care of your family if you're not taking care of yourself. And that means caring about your mental well-being, your physical well-being.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a hard enough job as it is. And you need somebody that's going to add to your life.
Yeah.
Not take away from it. And if a guy can't love you enough to add to your life and to support you, and the only time he can show you affection is when he want to sleep with you, go to bed with you, You got you got love mixed up. And if a guy come into your life, he is an acid test question, and you're young, vibrant. Propose this question to the guy, and especially the guy was saying, "Oh, I love you." Ask him, "What if I could never have sex again with you? Could you still love, honor, and be true to me?" I guarantee he was like, "That's an unfair question." Because his hormone beating him up. He's still 20, 30 years old. Could he still do that? If he truly loved you, he still could respect you and honor you. That can happen. I know. I've been there. I've done that. I have done. I'm not telling you something is an impossibility. You have to figure that are you worth it? Are your family worth it? And if you can say yes to that, then okay, you got a good person, that a good partner.
Yeah.
Cause I mean, we don't know what tragedy life is gonna bring in. One case in point, and I'll let you go. I seen this in action. The best example of love when I was in Germany. I seen this sergeant. His wife had cerebral palsy. She couldn't even feed herself, and they had 2 kids or whatever. This man brought this woman to the NCO, dining out with her, and I seen him cut his food or whatever it is and give it to her. He was young guy, but you never seen him out there running the street. And we was all like that. I'm single or whatever it is, and you seen a lot more married guys out there in the club like we were. Never in my life you ever seen this guy was away from his family when we wasn't in the field.
Yeah.
And that touched me so deeply. And I said, if this man, that's what true love is about.
Yeah.
That's the sacrifice. I'm saying you got to be willing to give up. And your little fleshly stuff, that just because I haven't had somebody to sleep with in a few months or a year, whatever it is, that now I got needs too. I got to do that. Then I ask yourself, what really is the meaning of love?
Yeah.
What?
But also too, I think it's just you're talking about a really valuable message. Like our worth as women doesn't come from the physical.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to be cute, but it doesn't come. But it just doesn't come from that. I think you taught me that my entire life. It's like you poured into me, and I remember you affirmed me as a kid always, but not around my beauty. It was around all of the other characteristics that I had, and I think that you've instilled that in me. That like, okay, like sir, please, like you could do those things, but like what else? You know what I mean? Like we could do all of that, but what else? Because I want to be in a relationship where it's going to stand the test of time. And one day we all know you get older, your hips, they get a little tight.
A little tight, everything's going to go soft on you.
Yeah, it just doesn't.
Them boobs that used to be up there bouncing like the little going to drop.
It's
the
just
booty
like,
that used to be pot out,
right?
Drop.
It like the things.
Beauty drop.
Yes, we all know because we're out here trying to preserve.
Yes.
But you can't. I mean, Father Time gets us all, and
Yes,
so I think that's just really important to remember. And when we're thinking about these relationships and who we're with, right? But I just don't know that. If we don't value ourselves, we can't do that, Dad. Like our value, if it comes from the physical, then how?
That's true.
So we have to focus on that, like our value and our worth outside of physical, and that he thinks I'm fine, or okay.
And I would say that to you, ladies, if you don't have a spiritual center in your life somewhere, something sacred, you can fall. You can fall.
What do you mean by fall?
I mean, you can waver. You can go over and you can be out there, I just want to be able to feel this guy, somebody that hugged me tonight.
Hug your pillow, love yourself.
Yeah, but you'll forget about your self-love.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, come on now. The devil ain't going to out there tell you, no, you don't need to, you need to sustain for that. No, he ain't going to tell you that. Girl, you missing out. You know you want to get your swerve on. Because everybody else around doing it. You start hearing people talk about this. I had a great time last night. Da 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 da. And people know that you are straight and trying to live a clean life. They'll get jealous and try to pull you out that she thinks she better. No, you ain't never said you were better. But they'll look at you with envy because they can't do it, and they'll want you to pull you out there, and you end up succumbing to
And
it.
let's talk about that too, because
And we can.
yeah, clean life. Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean by that?
Clean life is what I'm saying is you're not out there having a different man or woman in your life every week.
And why do people do that though?
Because they're looking for love.
So it's not that they're jealous of you that you're
they're
having
not
a clean life. It's that you have the security in of
Security,
yourself,
and-
the worth of yourself, right?
there
Because
you
it's true. Like,
yes.
everybody,
That's
yeah, everybody's beliefs may differ, but I think what you're saying,
Yeah.
Dad, is 100% correct. Like, I do not feel the need to go out there and to just have sex with anybody. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel that. And I desire to be in a relationship where when I do engage in sex, right, that it's with a partner, like it's sacred to me. It means
Yes.
everything to me. And we
Of
talked about this.
course.
I feel everything. So
Yes.
once it happens, sex for me is not just casual. Like, it means something.
You are connected,
Yeah.
believe it or not.
Well, I think people believe it. I know people try to say that they don't, but you feel that.
Sure
I don't
you
care.
do.
I don't really how you're built. It's energetic. It's the universe. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. And so I think that, but what got me to this place of like being in this, power, because this story that I told you happened, a year and a half ago at this point. I have just really spent a lot of time on why. Like, I had to ask myself that. That's the question I always ask. Why? Because if you truly sit and ask yourself why you're doing and take a, step back and expose, of the situation, I couldn't answer. Why? Like, why would I want to go out and just be with someone? Why? Not when I truly want, on my vision board, what's there is a family. That's counterproductive at this point.
And you're exactly right. And I think every human being wants that. Mm-hmm. They just don't know how to go by getting it, or they don't know what right looks like. And I think that's why, again, it's so important for the man to be present, especially in a woman's life. Mm-hmm. She won't have to go out there and try to find all of this love in the wrong place. Mm-hmm. Because the dad has given her that foundation. This is what love's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. So when you actually really see it, you will actually know. Mm-hmm. Even though you may go out there and experience this and that, but your gut already told,
yeah,
this ain't right.
It's true. Now that is 100% true. My gut told me 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll ignore that because we want to do this. So, no, I want to experience this anyway. Okay.
Yeah, or experience this or not. Like, no, my dad, I know he told me, but no.
Yeah.
And we do it, right? I've done it. My dad has told me several things. I've been like, I'm going to do that anyway, like hard-headed. But, it's my journey. We talked about that too. But still, sometimes, I'm going to be honest, I do wish that I would have just listened to him. So it's...
But life got a way of teaching you.
Yep.
They really do.
does.
And for all of you young women out there, don't think you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
You got time to do the right thing. Until next time, good folks, hey, we enjoyed this. And we'll probably pick this up later, whenever my daughter says so. Again, I'm Dad, and this is Stu. Hope to see you again soon.
Bye. Oh, Dad, love you.
I love you, baby girl.